So you are thinking about drilling a borehole. Maybe your water bills are getting crazy. Maybe your estate keeps running out of water. Or maybe you just want independence from water tankers. But here's the big question. How much will it actually cost? Today I'm breaking down everything. The real costs, the hidden fees, and the mistakes that could cost you hundreds of thousands of shillings. I'm Victor from Bonvic Drilling, and we've drilled over 500 boreholes across Kenya. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to budget for and how to avoid getting ripped off. First, let's talk about why boreholes are booming in Kenya right now. Did you know that only 58% of Kenyan households have access to reliable water? In Nairobi alone, water rationing affects over 4 million people. And here's the crazy stat. The average Nairobi household spends between 3,000 to 10,000 shillings per month on water. That's up to 120,000 shillings in a year. Now imagine owning your own water source. No more rationing, no more expensive tankers, no more waiting. That's the power of a borehole. But here's the catch. Not all drillers are created equal. And if you don't know what you've been paying for, you could end up with a dry borehole and an empty wallet. So let's break it down. The million-shilling question. How much does a borehole cost? The honest answer, it depends. But here's the realistic breakdown for 2025. Shallow boreholes 50 to 100 meters deep costs between 400k to 900k. Medium depth 100 to 150 meters, you're looking for 700k to 1.3 million shillings. And for deeper boreholes 150 meters and beyond, that's 1.2 million to over 2 million shillings. Now, why such a big range? Three main factors. Number one, your location. In areas like Kiambu or parts of Machakos, water tables are better. You might hit water at 150 meters. But in places like Kajiado or parts of Narok, you could be drilling 200 meters or even more. Number two, rock formations. If you drill through soft soil, it's faster and cheaper. If we drill through hard rock, that's where costs goes up. The drill bit wears out faster, it takes more time, more fuel, more everything. Number three, the yield you need. A domestic borehole for one household, you need about 1,000 to 2,000 liters per hour. But for a commercial property or an apartment block, you might need at least 5,000 liters per hour or even more. Higher yields often mean drilling deeper or wider, and that means higher costs. Okay, so the drilling itself is just one part. Let me walk you through what a complete borehole installation actually includes. First, there's the professional site survey or the hydrogeological assessment. This is not optional. For a proper survey, it costs between 50,000 shillings to 80,000 shillings. This is where experts will analyze your land, they'll study the geological maps, they'll use scientific methods to identify the best drilling spot. Trust me, this step is critical. It's the difference between hitting water and wasting money on a dry hole. Skipping these to save money, that's like building a house without checking the foundation. Second, the actual drilling. Professional drillers charge per meter. In Kenya, quality drilling costs 5,500 to 8,000 shillings per meter. So for a 100-meter borehole, that's 550k to 800k just for drilling. For a 150-meter borehole, you are looking at 800k to 1.2 million shillings. Now you might find someone offering 2,000 shillings per meter. Please run. Cheap drilling means cheap equipment, shortcuts, poor technique, and a borehole that fails within months. Third, there's the casing and screening. This is the PVC or steel pipes that line your borehole to prevent collapse. Budget 80,000 to 200,000 shillings depending on depth and diameter. Quality casing is crucial. It protects your investment for decades. Fourth, there's the water pump. Here is where many people get shocked. A good submersible pump costs anywhere from 60,000 shillings to 300,000 shillings. The depth of your water, the yield, the pressure you need, all this determines the pump size. Don't cheap out here. A bad pump will fail within months. A quality pump lasts 10 to 15 years. Then there's the installation and accessories. Control panel, wiring, pressure tanks, piping to your storage, electrical work. Add another 50 to 150,000 shillings. Then lastly, here is something many people don't consider. Solar panels. Now you might be thinking, wait, solar panels? For a borehole, it's absolutely right to use them. And here's why it's a game changer. With Kenya's frequent power outages, and solar-powered borehole means always having water. No blackouts, no interruptions. Plus, you eliminate electricity costs for running your pump. That's 2,000 to 5,000 shillings per month saved. A complete solar system for a domestic borehole costs between 150 to 400,000 shillings. This includes the solar panels, the inverter, the controller, and the installation. Yes, it increases your upfront cost, but it pays for itself in 2 to 4 years just from electricity savings alone. And in Kenya's abundant sunshine, your borehole runs for free, forever. Then there's another one, water testing. You must test your water. This costs 15,000 to 25,000 shillings, and you need to know if it's safe to drinking or if you need a filtration system. This is important, licensing and permits. This is where many people get blindsided. You need 3 separate permits in Kenya. The Water Resource Authority permit, the NEMA, that is the environmental compliance, and your county government approval. Altogether, that's around 80 to 100,000 shillings. Without proper licensing, you're operating illegally. You could face fines or even have your borehole sealed. And all that's up. A complete legal professional borehole system typically costs between 900,000 to 1.5 million shillings for most homes. With solar power, you're looking at 1.1 million shillings to roughly 2 million shillings. Yes, that's a significant investment, but we'll talk about why it's worth every shilling. Now let me tell you about the sneaky costs that catch people off guard. Hidden cost number 1, mobilization and demobilization fees. Moving heavy drilling equipment isn't cheap. Depending on your location, this can be 50 to 100,000 shillings. Always ask upfront. Hidden cost number 2, difficult terrain or site preparation. If your site has limited access, we need to clear vegetation. If there's rock blasting required, we'll do it. These add to the cost. Get a site inspection before getting a quote. Hidden cost number 3, dry boreholes. Here's a tough truth. Not every drill finds water. Professional drillers with proper surveys minimize this risk, but there is never 100% guarantee. This is why the surveys is so important. It dramatically increases your success rate. Hidden cost number 4, water treatment. Your water might have high iron, fluoride, or mineral content. A good filtration system adds 50 to 300,000 shillings depending on what you need. Test first, then decide on treatment. And the biggest hidden cost? Choosing the cheapest driller. I've seen it too many times. Someone quotes 300,000 shillings total. Sounds amazing, right? But 6 months later, the borehole collapses, or the pump breaks, or they heat water, but the yield is pathetic. Or worse, they have no permits and the county shuts them down. You end up paying twice or thrice to fix properly. Remember, you are making a 20 to 30-year investment. Don't base your decision on price alone. Check credential, ask for references, visit completed projects. Quality costs more upfront, but it saves you a fortune in the long run. Let's talk return on investment. Because here's what gets me excited about boreholes. You spend 1.2 million shillings on a complete system with solar. And let's say you currently spend 8,000 shillings monthly on water. That's 96,000 shillings per year. Without solar, you'll also spend 3,000 shillings monthly on electricity for the pump. That's another 36,000 shillings per year. Total savings, 132,000 shillings annually. Your borehole pays for itself in about 9 years. But here's the kicker. Water and electricity prices keep going up. In the last 5 years, water costs in Nairobi have increased by 30%. Electricity up by 45%. Your borehole costs fixed, done, finished with solar system ongoing costs are basically zero. Just occasional maintenance. Plus, think about the convenience. No more water stress, no more fighting over rationing schedules, no more emergency calls to water tankers, no more worrying about blackouts. Water flows 24/7. Rain or shine, power outage or not. And if you ever sell your property, a working licensed borehole with solar increases your property value by at least 1 to 2 million shillings. Buyers love property with water independence and free electricity for water. It's not just about utility. It's an investment, it's security, it's freedom. All right, let's wrap this up. Drilling a professional licensed borehole in Kenya costs 1 million to 1.5 million shillings for most residential properties. Add solar for true independence, you're looking at 1.1 to 1.9 million shillings. For deeper boreholes or for commercial projects, you could be looking at 2 million or more. Yes, it's a significant investment, but it's one that pays for itself and gives you peace of mind for decades. Here's what you need to do next. 1. Get a professional hydrogeological survey. Don't skip this step. 2. Get detailed written quotes. Make sure they include everything. Drilling, casing, pump, installation, solar if you want it, licensing, testing, all of it. Number 3, seriously consider solar. With Kenya's sunshine and unreliable power, it just makes sense. 4, make sure you check credentials. Is the company registered? Are they licensed? Do they have completed projects you can visit? Read the contract carefully. Make sure everything we discussed is in writing. Think long term. The cheapest option is rarely the best option. At Bonvic Drilling, we've been doing this for 15 years. We've been in transparency. No hidden fees, no surprises, no shortcuts. Everything we do is licensed. Everything is professional. Everything is built to last.